Hello, my name is Courtney and my husband Brandon and I live in Kansas City, Missouri. We have two girls, ages 3 and 1, and I get to stay home with them. I just love all things knitting, fiber arts related, and I've always been so inspired by other people's knitting podcasts and knitting related content. So I thought it'd be fun to create a channel where I just talk about knitting and also a side of books. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'd love to have you stick around. So I thought I would start by talking about what I'm wearing today, and that is the V-neck Chokki. And Chokki is vest in Japanese. So this is a pattern by Noriko Ichikawa, I think is how you say her name. I'll put her deets somewhere on the screen. But yeah, I really love this pattern. Super straightforward vest. I did this as a test knit for her, and that was really fun. Yeah, I'll kind of show you the bottom. There's just some simple 2x2 rib details here and here. And then the button band on this is actually cool. It's unique construction. So it's actually a vertical kind of ribbed button band. You can kind of see. So it's not double knit, but it kind of looks like it. So it was fun to make, and it's just a great transitional piece. But yeah, and oh yeah, the yarn. So I made this out of Peer Gynt from Santa's Garn, and I've used it. I made a sweater for my husband with that yarn, 2 sweaters for my daughters. Yeah, and I just like it. It's really sturdy, strong yarn. So yeah, super fun. And then I think I'll jump into some finished objects. My first thing is a pair of socks. A little bit of backstory. So when I was winding the yarn for these socks, I was just winding it, you know, vibing, love winding yarn. And then all of a sudden, bam, it was just tangled, like out of nowhere. It tangled so bad. And it took me hours to untangle this yarn. So the fact that these are finished and wearable on my feet is like a relief. So anyways, yeah, these are these are Golden Fern socks by Fox and Folk, and I love them so much. They're so fun. Yeah, I just love the details. There's a Latvian braid here, and then at the toe, oh, there we go. And yeah, just a really pretty, like, leafy waterfall lace vibe down the front. And just basic heel flap and gusset. Yeah, I just feel like lace socks go by so fast because it's just addicting to work up and see what it's gonna look like. I used Treasure Goddess Yak Toes yarn for this, and love it. I think it's like superwash merino, yak, and nylon. I think it's like 10% yak, 10% nylon. And it just gives a really beautiful kind of heathered depth look, and I really like it. I would definitely use that yarn again. I've worn these a couple times and it's been wonderful. Actually, I'll insert some pictures of me wearing them over here. Yeah, so fun. Love it. Anyways, yeah, I love these socks, and it was a really fun pattern to work on. My next finished object is this cardigan that I made for my daughter. This is the Hannah cardigan by Noelle Knits. Half fisherman's rib, super fun, double knit button band. I just love it. I want to make one for myself. Noelle Knits actually has a pattern that's like Hannah cardigan my size, I think is what it's called. So I'm considering doing that. But yeah, I love making this. I love the shoulder detail here. It's just really fun. It looks so good, and I love this color. This is Knitting for Olive cotton merino, and the color dark ochre, and I love it. I think the yarn will be great because it won't be too hot. I don't know, I might use that yarn to make one for myself. Yeah, and I sewed on a little tag at the bottom. It says Homegrown Knits, which is fun. And I just used some big coconut shell buttons. I actually bought a big pack of these on Amazon, and it has like a bunch of different sizes. So these are the biggest size, but yeah, my daughter loves it, and it was really fun to work up, and I'm just glad it's done. So I think that's it for finished objects. And I can jump into WIPs. I have a lot of works in progress, at least for me, like it's a lot. So I think I'll start with the one that I'm working on the most, the biggest project. And that is jacket number 1 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. And here it is. It's kind of a tangled mess. Let's see. So it's massive, as you can see, very large, oversized, cozy vibes. Yeah, right now I'm working on the button band. So you can see there, I just finished the last little buttonhole, and I love it. I cannot wait to cozy up in this. It's super like boxy, oversized texture. I just really like it. I'm doing the button band before the sleeves because I just thought it would be easier than, I don't know, flopping the sleeves around while I'm trying to do the button band. So yeah, I'm using 2 yarns. I'm using Assayer Aran Tweed and their Tin Silk Mohair, which is this. No, not Assayer's Tin. It's Sannisgarn Tin Silk Mohair, and then Assayer Aran Tweed. Yeah, I love it so much. I love this combo. I feel like the Aran Tweed is so, it's not super rustic, but it's like sturdy. So the cardigan has a lot of like structure. It's not very drapey, which I kind of like. So yeah, I'm really enjoying working on it. Especially as fall is coming. I just cannot wait. I'm so excited. Yeah. Anyways, so working on this. I just started the button band like a couple days ago, so it's going pretty fast so far. Yeah, not the slog that I thought it would be. It's been pretty easy. I enjoy it. So yeah, that's WIP number 1. Okay, second WIP is a really fun one that I'm really excited about, and it is this guy. This is my magic Toadstool socks. Yeah, that's what it's called. Sorry, I was like, my mind was blinking. Yeah, magic Toadstool socks. I love these. Ever since I started knitting like 3 years ago, I've been wanting to make these. I've had them in my library, and now the time is here. And I just love these colors together. Green and orange are like some of my favorite colors to like pair together. I just think they complement each other so well. And the red, and I just love it. I love it. This is my first ever color work. Except I've done mosaic, but it's different than stranded. So this is my first stranded color work. It's a little bit wonky, but you know, that's okay. I'll get better. There's some color work in the toe as well. And I just love these socks. I used all Filcolana Arwetta. So I finished this one, and then I immediately cast it on the next one, which is a lot slower going. And I have this much. That's it. But I'm really excited. I just think these are so fun and cute and like fall magical fairy forest vibes. Anyways, yeah, I just love these colors together. I know red and green is like Christmas vibes, but I still really like it together, even though it's kind of Christmassy. But yeah, Filcolana Arwetta, it's been great to work with. yeah, I'm really excited. And I have more plans. I like immediately after I finish this, I like bought multiple colorwork sock patterns and ordered yarn. So I'm really excited. I'm actually planning on doing a video all about like fall knitting plans and stuff like that. So yeah, stay tuned for that. It'll be fun. But yeah, what else can I say about these? Oh yeah, I substituted in, instead of a heel flap and gusset, I did an afterthought heel, which I don't know, I just really like. I like the way it looks more when it's a contrast heel. I feel like the afterthought heel looks better when it's contrasting. Yeah, so these are my magic toadstool socks. Yeah, so next up I am making another pair of socks. And this pair is for my husband. It's a Christmas present for him. And I already finished one. And this is just a really basic 2x2 rib sock. So yeah, I just did 2x2 rib from here down. I didn't follow a pattern. I kind of loosely based it on the I'm So Basic pattern by Summerly Knits. But I mean, yeah, it's just, I kind of winged it. And then the front is, or like down the front of the foot is also 2x2 rib. And heel flap and gusset. And Kitchener toe. Pretty basic. So I hope he likes these. He's been wanting me to make him a pair since I started knitting. So yeah, I think it'll be fun for him to get a pair. And then I started the second one already. I'm trying to get Christmas presents knocked out as early as possible, because last year it was like down to the wire for some of my knitting projects. So yeah, so this yarn is Explore Knits and Fibers in the color Yosemite, and it's just their classic sock. So superwash merino and nylon. Yeah, I really love it. And this yarn is special because it's called Yosemite, and I mean, it does remind me of Yosemite, which is, you know, a national park in the States. And yeah, so I think it was our second anniversary. My husband and I took a trip to Yosemite, and we like road tripped all up and down California and Oregon and went to a bunch of different places. But we, yeah, stayed in Yosemite for 2-3 days and just had so much fun. We hiked, we explored, it was so fun. And just a really special place for us. So yeah, the fact that this yarn is called Yosemite is even more special. So I'll tell him that when I give him these socks, which will be fun. Yeah, so that's my third WIP. So my third WIP is something I'm making for my daughter. And they are just some basic ribbed leggings for like the winter. And I'm not very far, so this is all I got. But yeah, I made like a casing for an elastic waistband and inserted that, and that took a while to knit the casing and then to like sew in the elastic. But I think the result will be really great. I think it'll fit her really well, you know, it won't be like sagging down. And I think the pattern is just called Ribbed Leggings. I actually don't remember the designer name, so again, I'll insert her information somewhere on the screen. But yeah, these are really fun. It's 3x1 rib, and so it'll be super stretchy. And there's short rows in the back to raise the back, so it'll fit really well. And then I'm almost ready to split for the legs. And then, yeah. I'm using Cascade 220 Superwash. Wait, what is this called? Yeah, Cascade 220 Superwash fingering yarn. It's super soft, it's washable. What more can you ask for kid knits? Yeah, I love this yarn for like baby and kid knits because there's so many color options and it's so affordable and it's washable. So yeah, highly recommend this yarn if you want to knit for a baby or a child. Okay, so my next WIP is also a fun one that I'm excited about. It's been on the needles for a while. That's okay. This is the Stella Quilt Cushion by Laura Penrose. And it's so fun. It'll be like a quilt motif in the center. And I just can't wait to have this on our couch on a pillow. It'll be so cute. Yeah, so the construction on this is really fun. It's like each triangle is created with short rows. So right now I'm working on the second blue triangle and just going back and forth with short rows, and it's a lot of fun to work up. I love it. And I'm using yarn from an Explorer Knits and Fibers minis that I bought, and I can put a picture here too of my yarn choices. Yeah, I really love these colors together. I think it's so beautiful, and I think it'll vibe with our living room really well. So yeah, and then for this color, the beige, I'm using, let's see, it's called Oh My Pebbles Woolly, and it's 100%, let me see, it's 100% recycled wool, and yeah, I really like it. I bought this from my local yarn store in Lee Summit, Missouri. It's called Unwind Fibers. I think that's right. Yeah, anyways, yeah, follow them on Instagram. They're really great. They have an online store too. Yeah, so I bought this there, and I kind of wish it was like a little bit of a lighter beige, but it works, you know, and I still like it a lot. So yeah, Stella Quilt Cushion. Let's see, I think that's my last WIP actually. I thought I had more, but yeah, that's all the WIPs I have. And I think I'm gonna get into acquisitions next. I have some really exciting acquisitions. Okay, so my first acquisition is yarn from Sonder Yarn Co. And I just got this in the mail just a couple days ago. I love these colors. Like I said earlier, orange and green. I just love orange and green together right now for some reason. So I just think it's so pretty. And this isn't really orange. This is more of, I think this is the color caramel. No, sorry. It's the color Full English. And it's kind of like a brown, a golden orangey brown, I guess I would describe it as. But I think it looks so good with this green. Peak fall vibes. So I am gonna make, I think it's called the Aura shawl. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I'll put the details, beautiful, the details here. I'm gonna make this in, it's a mosaic colorwork pattern, and I'm planning on participating in the Young Folk Knits Mosaic Mayhem Cal. I've never been a part of a Cal before, so I think it'll be fun. And yeah, just a fun like challenge and fun community. So yeah, these are my colors for the shawl, and green will be my main color, and then the orange and this like gray beige will be the contrast colors. And I just think it's going to be so beautiful and just like a piece that I will cherish for a long time. So yeah, I'm excited to be part of that Cal. This yarn, I've been wanting to try this yarn. This is, sorry, I don't know if I said, this is the Sunday Morning 4-ply from Sonder Yarn Co. It's 75% BFL, 25% Masham. And I've just heard people sing praises about this yarn, and I've really been wanting to try it. So I'm really excited to give it a go and yeah, be a part of a Cal. So that's my first acquisition. And my second one is this yarn from Coast to Coast Yarn Co. Let me get them all out. this yarn. I'm so excited. I'm gonna make the book club cardigan. I'll put the picture here. By Sari, Nordlund. And this is part of Coast to Coast Yarn Co.'s Fantasy Coffee House collection. And Erin from Coast to Coast recently did a second pre-order for this yarn. And so I hopped on that super quick because I missed the first one, which was a while back. And I just love this color. This is the color Kappa. And this is the BFL worsted, so it's 100% superwashed blue faced Leicester wool, and it's so beautiful. I love it. Yeah, I'm really stoked to make the book club cardigan. I've been seeing so many people knit it, and as soon as Sari Nordlund came out with that pattern, I immediately bought it, and I was like, I have to make this. I just love it so much. I love the pockets. I love the name. I love the cables. So yeah, I'm really excited to start this. As soon as I finish my jacket number 1, I'm going to cast this on, and hopefully I'll be able to finish some of my smaller projects and just be working on this cardigan and then the shawl that I mentioned before. So yeah, I think that's all I have for knitting and yarn related things. So if you're just interested in knitting, then you don't have to watch the rest if you don't want to. But I thought it'd be fun at the end of every podcast to talk about books I'm reading, books I just finished, and stuff like that. So I'll jump into that now. So first up, I thought I would talk about what I'm reading now, and then what I just finished reading. So right now I'm reading this book called Fathers and Sons by Ivan Turgenev. And this is a Russian novel. It was published in 1800s, pretty sure. Not sure exactly, but a while ago. Anyways, I've been really enjoying this book. My husband Brandon is super into Russian literature. He's read like all of Dostoevsky, all of Leo Tolstoy. Yeah, he loves it, and so he's been wanting me, and Turgenev, and he's been wanting me to read this for a while. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. It's essentially about this guy named Bazarov who's a nihilist, and that in old Russia that was really uncommon. So it's like just about his drama and like this guy he went to college with and all the stuff they stir up and all the ruffles they feather. So, or all the feathers they ruffle. Wow, that was so backwards. Anyways, yeah, it's a really fun book and I'm really liking it. I'm like halfway through. Yeah, so it's been fun. And then I'm also reading just some poems. These are selected poems from Thomas Hardy, and I just like slowly have been going through this. Yeah, every so often I'll just pick it up and read a few poems out loud. I feel like maybe not all poetry, but I think poetry is meant to be read out loud. It just sounds so much better. So yeah, so I usually read it out loud, like to my husband or to my daughter, and it's a lot of fun. Thomas Hardy. The books I just finished are, also if you hear that sound, it's like our AC just kicked on, so it might be kind of loud. So I just finished this one. This is called Right Ho Jeeves by P.G. Wodehouse, and it was so fun. This is such a funny, lighthearted, satirical, like laugh out loud type of book. I think Wodehouse was known for that, so yeah, it was just a really funny story. Very like, nothing very meaty, nothing very sad, just funny. So if you're into that, this is for you for sure. It was really great. I definitely laughed out loud multiple times, and it's just a funny story. So this was a fun one. And then I just also finished Little Women for the first time. And I don't even know where to begin because this book impacted me so deeply. I mean, I have 2 daughters. They're aged 3 and 1, so they're really young. But man, yeah, this book just meant so much to me. I found myself just thinking about the characters and thinking about how they would approach a certain situation, or yeah, just what they would do. Yeah, so the mom in this book especially, yeah, impacted me so much. My imagination was so taken with this book, and I love it. It was such an encouragement to me as a mom of 2 girls, and I didn't know the story at all going into it, so I was kind of shocked by the ending, and if you know, you know, if you've seen the movie or whatever. But yeah, it's so near and dear to my heart now that I've read it, and the writing style is so beautiful and so, I don't know, elegant, and yeah, just really beautiful. So I really loved that too. Yeah, I found myself underlining like certain phrases that she would write, which I don't usually underline fiction books, but this one was an exception. So yeah, if you haven't read Little Women, definitely give it a shot. It was really beautiful and I loved it so much. Well, I think that's all I have today. Thank you so much for sitting with me and hearing me ramble, if you've made it this far, about my knits and my books and everything in between. Yeah, I hope to post regularly, like every 2 to 3 weeks, maybe, a video about what I'm working on. Yeah, different knitting and book related videos, so please subscribe if that's your thing. But yeah, other than that, I would love to hear in the comments what you guys are working on, what you're excited about working on in the fall. And yeah, thanks again for joining me. Bye.